And we're live on a Friday then. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. What's up, everyone? I am the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, oh Lord, shaman, oracle, light worker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist. I am your North American Sybil, your messenger of God, the first child of God reincarnated. I am the dark goddess Lilith. In order to keep up with me, you had to see what I post on my community page, my latest live video, and anything in my shorts. What else gone? I really don't see us going too far past this. I don't know. We'll see where we go from here. Where am I supposed to? Oh, I posted you last night, Marshall. Really, my last thought before sleep. Actually, I saw your picture. Put your picture on my wall. Throw fucking spaghetti at the wall. Forgot about that. Shit. I'm burnt out. I'm foggy. It's a little gloomy. That's what I said. I was like, I may be perhaps entering the dark night of the soul. Really? Yeah. Let's see. So today I was supposed to, make some decisions, and I decided to turn in the application. I can tell you that much. But I didn't like the process, and just because I didn't like the process doesn't mean that there was anything wrong with the property. I just didn't like the process, and I really had to sit back and think about it. Did I get a bad vibe? Because that's what I was feeling. How was my vibes the whole time? And what was my bad vibe about? I'm trying to be very Christ-like, but I wasn't. Even in my most Christ-like moment, I wasn't. I feel like I was, in comparison to, how I used to handle such situations. But my navigator was, an asshole. She's been quite the asshole since I got her. And then today was equally an asshole move. So she misinterpreted the whole application process yesterday and had tried to cancel my appointment today, and I verified that I was still available, or I was still, qualified in this, that, and the other, and I told her to hold the appointment, right? So she arrived here a few minutes late, and we got there, and there was a conflict in scheduling because the woman that was there she knew I was on the calendar, but she was unaware about it, and she had a conflict in schedule. So she wasn't going to be able to do the touring until after a meeting. And then the chick I was with was like, well, I'm on a half day. And then it was like all this bullshit. And she's like, well, could you possibly come back on Monday? And I was like, and she doesn't work. She's like, this is her last day. And I work on Monday. And I was just like, ugh, this just got ugly real fast. Realistically, it just did, but there was other things leading up to it during the conversation. She just lacked professionality. They had real honest questions, about the program that's going to be working with me, and she had none of the answers. So she had to run out to go get her computer to get an email or some shit. And at that moment, I turned to the lady and I just apologized. I was like, I apologize. She's an idiot. I was like, she is part of a pilot program. She doesn't usually do this job. She seems to be very uneducated and lack all professionalism, and I apologize. She had to be part of this to set up this appointment, and we're just, please bear with me. And she was like, I understand. And I was like, beggars can't be choosy, and I'm trying to just hold it together. And again, she saw it just blow up in front of me. It's like, no, and this chick is just like, oh gosh. Nothing will make you more uncomfortable with a human being than getting in their car and jumping on I-25 with them. Like, nothing will make you question a human being's intellect more than getting on the car and okay, fuck I-25, bitches. And that's what I told her. I was like, she's like, this freeway. I was like, I've drove freeways across America. She's like, I don't like the ones in Texas. I was like, oh, God, I've heard that before. I was like, well, Chicago blows. Keep going. Anyways, like, seriously? Man. Alright, and then she's one of those chick drivers that's holding her phone the whole time while it's talking through the Bluetooth to her. I'm like, oh, Lord. And she's behind somebody that's doing 40 miles an hour and won't change lanes. And I'm a Lyft driver. Oh my gosh. You're gonna get off on fucking Colfax, bro. Just go to fucking Colfax. No, I'm gonna take 6. Okay, let's take the scenic route. Why don't we? Fine. Only Coloradans know how irritated this whole conversation is. If you live in the city, you know what I'm talking about. If you live near Vegas, it's like someone saying, yeah, we're just going to take the Strip. Oh my God, Becky. Realistically, yes. So the whole situation is just like, oh God, oh God, oh God. And then my daughter's like, I'm hungry. I did not eat. And I'm like, I'm fucking hungry. And the chick's like, right? She says all this, and I'm like, all right. Could we just, how long is the meeting? And she's like, 30 minutes. She's like, well, maybe we could stick it out if that's all right with you. And I'm like, yeah, we could get some food. And then I thought about, just like the whole situation of hanging out with her for another 30 minutes. And I was like, no. You have all of the information, correct? And I'll email you the last bit, because she also failed to tell me to bring my tax records and my fucking bank statement, which I should have known, but whatever. Luckily, I can do all that shit from my phone. Thank you for the computer on my phone. So it was not an enjoyable experience, and you have this high expectation that it's going to be like, ooh, and on. It was like, but it wasn't, there was nothing wrong with it, you know what I mean? I drove around, I did a whole bunch of Google walking and stuff. I did a whole bunch of this research prior to this moment. And I didn't get any bad vibes except for the chick I went with. I was like, damn. This would have been so much easier if I just drove myself, if it was just me and my daughter. And everybody loved my daughter. The admiration that I get from people after they meet her, it's so cool. And it's like, yeah, dude, they love you. She's really an awesome person, dude. So awesome. Seriously? That's the most captivating thing. You see me, and then you meet my kids, and you're like, wow. It's a little off, but at the same time, it's like, wow. We're just a whole wow factor. But yeah, so we did that, and it was totally easy breezy. The only thing that she was fucking it up is because she didn't know the information. And I explained to her, and she's like, yeah, I've worked with that company. Okay, that explains everything. And then so I had to give her my caseworker's information because she's the one that processes, and that's what she said too. She's like, she was trying to get a promise to pay. There's a promise to pay letter, and that's why she had to get her laptop and some more shit. She just wasn't prepared for her questions. And pretty much, and I asked her, she said, and I asked her, am I getting on a waiting list, or you have open units? And she said, for 3-bedroom, I think she said 2 to 3 of them available. I'll just see which one we can, walk you through. Let me call my boss. He's usually here, but he's at corporate right now. So he would have been there handling my tour like she scheduled with him, but he was somewhere else because she canceled my fucking schedule yesterday with him. I don't know what she sent in the email or what, because that's what she said too. She said, I got an email back from him, and he said, if that's the case, then fortunately, yes. She's like, so we're going to go. And I was like, you're such an idiot. Really? Yeah. And then I look at God, and I'm like, come on, God, why do you give me these incompetent people? He does it just to test me, bro. And it was very testing. Not to fucking blow up in this bitch's face, bro, and say some shit like, you stupid bitch. No, I had to sit there in absolute fucking quietness for the fucking 20-minute ride home. Like, thanks. Have a nice life. Like, seriously, I will never see your ass again. Thanks for whatever you did or did not do in this whole situation. Really? I mean, that's exactly what I told the lady. It's like, you can't really, it sucks, but you can't get too caught up on the competency of human beings that you have to deal with. You're like, you have this expectations that they have a certain kind of morality or intelligence to handle whatever the fucking task to do in your life. And they fall so fucking short from whatever expectation you may have ever thought you had. Really? Yeah, and I felt it yesterday when homegirl told me how fast she got moved in and she was overwhelmed by the whole situation. And that was really what I felt today. It was like, this was just overwhelming and messy. That's exactly what I said. I was like, this was just messy. Absolutely messy. It was. It shouldn't have been like that. Well, whatever. But anyways, and that's it. It's like, okay, well, we plant the seed and walk away from that. And then I sat there just kind of like, what the fuck did I think I was going to do with the rest of this day after that moment? Let me reevaluate my life's decisions. Really? I mean, sort of. And then I look at the bigger picture because I said one thing and one thing only. If I go there and I get unless I go there and I get a bad vibe, then it's a go. And I went there and I got a bad vibe. But was it from the place or just the fucking person? And that's where I stepped into a further layer of existence. Because sometimes we self-sabotage just based on, you know what I mean, the first impression. As a psychic and an intuitive, I always go off first impressions. I go off my vibes. I did get a bad vibe, but was it from this? No, it was just the process. And what was the process? Was the building, something wrong with the building? No, the worker was lovely and everything. She was just unprepared for my walking in. And, you know, she did her best to hurry me through the application process in hopes. She was trying to accommodate, but it was just, you know, and that's it. It's just another layer of, you know what I mean? Because sometimes you get a real bad vibe, you're like, ugh, that was ugly. But sometimes you got to give it a couple, I don't know. I just noticed that. But at the same time, I did get the bad vibe that I said I was going to get. And if I did, I would probably need to look. So when I came back and I was talking to B about it, she's like, girl, you can have, like, whatever. You don't need to take that. You don't need to do that. I was like, I know, but there wasn't anything bad about it. I wasn't against it. I had some fears about the neighborhood because of just, you know, being a native. And I was like, but that's all. And, you know, it really isn't. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, realistically, I asked her, am I getting on the waiting list or not? She's like, well, no, depending on the ability for payment, it's like we can move this quite quickly. And I was like, so potentially like by the 1st, if she's like, I don't know about the 1st, but definitely within January. So that made me feel comfortable that it wouldn't move too fast. That made me feel a little comfortable. All right, let's check our cards. Damn, that one looks crazy as fuck. This one? No, the next one. What's it comes after 7? 8. The 8 of Swords. Can you imagine what the 8 of Swords looks like in this dark fucking deck? I'll show you next time. Catch the next episode when you were stuck in your mind. Today, we are in the 7 of Swords. What's that? According to this one, clever wings swoop. The nimble beak strikes true. The wings carry you as you rise with your prize aloft. Your wings carry you as you raise your prize aloft. This is the victory your talents and skills afford you. Striking in shadow, moving unseen, playing only by your own rules or by no rules at all. There are those who shake their heads at you in, what is this? Larcenous ways. Larcenous. That's a good word. Larcenous. I bet you like that one. But their approval does not feed you or your hatchlings. Keywords: cunning, non-confrontational problem solving. That's what happened. Thinking outside of the box. What is this? What? Theft? Interesting. Well, I mean, the 7 of Swords actually says it's a fucking liar and it's all deceiving and it's all lies and it's all bullshit, and most of them. This one's quite interesting, though. This is the victory of your talents and skills skills afford you. Striking in shadow, moving unseen, playing only by your own rules and by no rules at all. There are those who shake their heads at you in, what is this? Larcenous ways, but their approval does not feed you or your hatchlings. Cunning, non-confrontational problem solving, thinking outside of the box, or theft. That is definitely not how we read this card. That is a very intriguing new perspective on the 7 of Swords. What is it? Fucking Loki is what the 7 of Swords is, how I know it. Fucking sneaky ass, fucking dirty ass, filthy ass motherfuckers. Realistically, yeah, dude, she's unmonitored. She's totally remote and she was just doing some shit. The bitch didn't even... She had her cookies vape right there at the fucking, in the fucking dash right there, dude. She had like at least a thick ass inch of fucking dust and shit. She was all kind of unprofessional. She didn't know nothing or nothing. The fact that she's been doing this for who knows how long and moving people in like this, she probably fucking, she was just trying to get her numbers up. You know what I mean? It's kind of like sales. Like, ooh, I got another one moved in. I don't think she was doing it properly, bro. I think that could have been dangerous. I don't know, but that's how it happens. Somebody will come into my life and they'll fuck around and lose their job real quick. I feel like that always happens. She hit a tower. She was supposed to be sticking with them for so long. She had told me all about her fucking life, and she just moved to Montbello and all this other shit. The Seven of Swords. Let's talk about it. In this book, I went to Strength. That's what I do got. Loving is what I got. Yeah, see, it's Loki. Deception. This is the card of the trickster or sneaky thief and denotes deception, betrayal, or hidden dishonor. Have you been trying to get away with something unethical? Have you? Perhaps you are kidding yourself that you are the lone wolf who follows his own course, but sooner or later you're going to need other people. If you really are innocent of the above, you could be a victim of someone else's duplicity. Beware of swindlers, thieves, and conmen. Be careful whom you trust, as competitors and even colleagues have their own agendas. This will be shown by the surrounding cards. You will have to be quick and clever to come up on top. Ugh. The reverse meaning, perhaps you've slipped into doing something you don't really want to do because it was easier than saying no. You need to make an honest assessment of where you stand. Decide what you really want and what you don't. You may find a relief in simply abandoning things you have lost interest in. They told you, God is such a God. It's the devil. Come on, God. He did this yesterday. And I told him I didn't want to. And because I told him I was unwilling, he closes the doors on me. Really, he just makes it uncomfortable, bro. That's what it means, bro. When you're guided by the Holy Spirit, you can only go with what feels right. Oh, God. And I felt it. I'm going to fight God all day. All he wants is to make my life better, and he wants me to be better and go for bigger and better things in my life, right? Just like you. Just like all of us. But it's like, why can't I just go, you know what I mean, the painless route of just simplicity? This looks easy. Why can't I just do anything easy? Why can't it just be easy? Do you understand where I'm coming from? You do, because you're human. You just don't understand the concept of what's happening, the challenges that's given to you. And you don't really just express it to get it off your back. And then once you do it, you can hear yourself crying to God for fucking pussy ass shit. When you know damn and well that he's putting you through the fire for a purpose. And that every time you come out, you're a little ashy, but you rise from the ash nevertheless. Some bullshit, bro. Realistically, this was supposed to be easy. Everything's supposed to be easy is what we want it to be. And then yesterday he comes up. Just again, same thing. Yesterday was supposed to be, everything was supposed to be easy. Had I not, if you think about it, if I went to work yesterday, which would have been the easy route, just do what I was supposed to fucking do, according to easy route, I wouldn't have got, first off, I wouldn't have got that fucking $50 fucking gift card. I wouldn't have been part of all of yesterday to start off with, right? So you take the less traveled road and it leads you through a whole bunch of challenges, but a whole bunch of prizes. That's the point. I don't know. But then you go back to, the downloads that happened yesterday. I'm really being torn apart. I keep asking my daughter. She really wants, her Polaroid. And she even showed me the specific one. And so I got the download that's pulling me apart, right? My son, not so much. I made up my mind about what my son wants for that and that. But then he gave me the download about, changing my perspective on my living environment. And it's just like, dude, I was right there. Like, don't make me change my mind right now. Like, my mind is set. I want to, I just put in all this mind power into doing this. And he's like, no, I got a better plan. I can tell you, you can see it right now, But you can see it in many times in my life that he does this type shit. He did it to me yesterday with the job. Oh, God, I can't stand you, bro. Can you just stop for a minute? And that's where it is you want stillness. You want things to stay as they are. You want it to be comfortable for just a fucking minute. But the only certainty is there's certainly going to be change ahead. Really? Yes. It's just expansion. So, like, yesterday, I posted it during my baptism. He's like, you know, he reminded me about the computer. He's like, once you get the computer going, you're going to have a job. You just need to quit your job so you can start this new one. Okay, that's fucking challenging. And that's what I mean, is you don't understand how very literal it is. You have to give up one thing in order to receive the next. Why? Because you cannot juggle too much. You're already not balanced. Juggling is never going to work. You're trying to balance everything, not juggle it. That means at any time a certain area of your life is going to fall and hit the floor. Really? Unless you're a whole ass clown and you juggle all the time, you're a whole ass clown like that, and you just be juggling. Shut up, Holy Spirit. They had a dirty joke for you, and you can probably imagine what the words to that song was. Moving on. So they're gonna get you in your jugular. Holy Spirits are the best part of my life. Anyway, so that's what it is. It's like, oh man, you may find it is a relief to simply abandon things you have lost interest in and start over. And that's what it is. It's like, oh, I feel like a fucking... And that's what it means to be an inventor. You're like, well, that project isn't going to work out. For what reasons? I could give you a couple, but we're going to have to just try a new one. We're going to manifest harder. Why? Because we're doing expansion. And then there was this fucking question on the application. Do you believe, or something, will anybody be moving in with you in the next 12 months? I was like, I guess this implies that I'll get a boyfriend or have a baby, right? And everyone laughed. I was like, well, I should be intentional, don't you think? She said, no, but for all circumstances, you want to say no. But what if they are, and I know this is going to happen? Oh, God. So then maybe it came to that question. And the whole point is God wanted me to think bigger, and I told him last night, I don't even want to think that big. That hurts my head. That's probably why my heart chakra is exploding. Seriously? Yeah. So I went on, and that's it. I'll still have to make this decision when they call me on Monday and say the application is approved. Or Tuesday, or however long it takes for that to happen. Obviously, I'm holding back some documentation on my side just to make some decisions on my side. Okay, so that's where we're at. Either you're going to take the prize, or you're going to, I don't know, be a surprise somebody. In the sense of a liar, though, it's like a lying energy. It's a cheating energy. It's a no good energy. That card didn't describe that. I just want to point that out. At no point did I get that off of that card until it said theft, and I remembered what the Seven of Swords was. I was like, oh. At that point, when I was reading it, I was really thinking the Seven of Coins, because the Seven of Coins is reap what you sow. So it said, with cunning work, you get to walk away with the prize, and blah blah blah. And you live by your own rules, and you don't care what people think. It's like, yeah, this is me. And then I remembered what the Seven of Swords was. I was like, I'm not tricky. I'm not scandalous or fucking sneaky.
Yeah, you are.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes you do too much.
Doing the most, huh? Tricky. Alright, where are we at here? The Four of Swords. Interesting. I like his sword in front of his eyes. That's a cool little view. It's a little feather, huh? Yeah, that's cool. Alright, number 21. The Only God. What is his name? Nichelle? Instills a strong desire for learning, through which our intelligence is refined. Being more... I'm so mad at God to make me start all over like this. Really? Yeah, he'll do that all the time. It's just frustrating. I know before I used to cry about it. It's like, why did you make me do that? Just so you could show how easy it was. Shut up, bro. Fuck off. It's not that I can't take it, but it's just when you know I could. But then I'll always have this lingering of what if. What if I would have just did what God said? What if I would have tried harder? What if I would have looked further? What if I would have... What if? What if? What if? What if? Oh, shit. We're going into the dark night of the soul. I can hear R. Kelly. I believe I can. They love R. Kelly in heaven. I just want you to know that. Maybe in hell, I'm not sure. I think they're equal in location. Alright, anyways, what is this? Being more conscious of our mind, our mind can project outward. That's it. You have to be conscious of what you're thinking inside. I knew I shouldn't. Every time I post that I'm not going to do something, God's like, the fuck you ain't. The fuck you ain't, bitch. Ugh. What is it? It's a push from inside. It's your heart pulling you to do the right thing. I wish I had it in me to just be like, fuck you, God, and just go, you know what I mean? Put on some come fuck me heels and go get drunk and act like a fucking idiot and just say fuck my life on a Friday night. Just blow it all. Just say fuck it. I'm so fucking tired of this spiritual shit. I'm just gonna be a fucking stupid bitch.
Those are called bimbos.
Yeah, that's what I need to be. A bimbo. Wish I could just be a bimbo.
I love bimbos. It's the male version.
Fuck. You know what he's gonna make me do? Sit with myself and my shitty ass feelings, my shitty ass thoughts, until I have better feelings and better thoughts, and I do it his way. Really? Yeah, that's what he did with Jesus for fucking 40 days in the fucking forest. But because I don't listen that well, it took me about 3 years. He's taking me back in there, kicking and screaming, tell me that I gotta come back out here and get... I was okay with it until you made it so big, bro. Why'd you have to make it so big? I was like, yeah, I'm ready to have a relationship. I'm ready to have someone be part of this experience. And then you're like, no, you're ready to get a new room and you're gonna get a fucking man and you're gonna put a baby in there. Bro, you did too much, too fast. I told you not to. Fucking God, bro. Like, seriously. Fucking hate you, man. Seriously. I was so cool about it. And then he wants to make it bigger than fucking life. I want a beginning, not an end. Oh. That's very real, right? I think it's the end, huh? Damn. It's so fucking outrageous, right? That I feel this way and I'm saying these things. Because you start 3 years ago and I'm running around trying to marry everyone. I didn't even know what that meant. It was just a fucking voice in my heart. My mind had no idea what the fuck my heart was talking about, bro. And now I'm sitting here with it and I'm like, have you ever thought about this? God, I can't. My head hurts. I'm going to fucking crawl in bed and cry.
Oh, she has the thing for Nana. She wants to know if I give you her email or she could just send a picture to me.
Oh my God, Becky.
Do I give her your email?
Yeah, you know my email. Tell her Merry Motherfucking Christmas. Don't say that. That's cool. I needed that form. What's that form? My emotional support animal form. I've been needing that, bro. That's like a birth certificate form for your pet. Really? Yeah. It's a free flyer kind of thing. Sort of. Realistically. I haven't thought about that, but I'm never going to put my dog underneath the airplane by herself. I'm never going to do that to my dog. She'll have to stay. I'll never do that to my dog. Never going to do that to my dog. It just sounds so traumatizing. I know my dog. She doesn't... What the fuck is happening? She'll have a panic and she'll die under there, freaking out. She'd be freaking out when we get to a stop sign in the car. Sorry. I know. But I needed that form. That was part of my application process, I suppose. Fucking shit. So yeah, I'm a little mad at God because he really just pushed it too far. And I was like, nah, I don't want to go that far. And then so I'm like trying to go the direction I was going and it just got funky. It's not that I can't go that direction, but I see this as for what it's worth, that he really, what he's trying to do and how I'm hesitant to do it his way because of what? Fears and all of that other stuff. And I wasn't afraid, but I was, dude, this is just too much, too fast. Don't you think you're asking for too much? And he doesn't think so, and I think he's a fucking asshole. If there's no such thing as the devil. The devil wants me to get married and have a baby. There you go. If the devil didn't love me so much, then perhaps. But, no, not unless it's him. Lucifer could no more be happy in a fucking marriage than I could. Unless we were happy together. And we couldn't have children that weren't damned. So we might as well be fucking their damn parents. It's a Lucifer Lilith joke. Something you would know nothing about because you don't even believe. Moving on to God and his fucking right hand. Oh, the only God. Sorry, he pissed me off at this. Being more conscious, our mind can project outwards. This is manifestations. That's it. He put a thought in my head, and now I was like, I think it's enough to fuck up my reality. It was. Fucking with my reality, God. And it's like, I can't shut down and be like, I don't want a man no more, because that'll fuck up everything. I can only do this. I can only love more. I can only open up more. I can't just stay like this. I have to open up to this. Whatever it takes. And this could take a minute. I just want to go to bed. Why didn't I buy no Oreos? I knew I needed some Oreos. There's something magically delicious about those bastards. Oh yeah, I got some Lucky Charms. That might help me through this. Alright, what is it? I don't know. Soul food, bro. Inner child food. It makes you fucking... It's comfort food. Fuck. In the dark night of the soul. I'm gonna cry. Really? Yeah, he's forcing life on me again. Do you know what it means to... Oh, God. All I can do is hold my third eye like, help me, Jesus. I did really good. I just go back to, I did really good. I just agreed to disagree and say, no, well, we'll just let it happen. You know, you process it and we'll see how it goes. And whatever. I did good in that position. I'm doing all right. I'm not bursting into flames. I'm not shutting down. This is why I was in so much pain yesterday. This is the chakra pain. They knew they were going to do this to me. Make me try to think big and try to imagine it and try to put it into perspective so that it can be real. I really am stressing it. I started to stress it and just started to say, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it your way, God. That's never going to work. Do you hear what that sounds like? That's what I mean, is after you give it a voice and you hear it speaking to God, you realize there's no fucking power in that. Saying, I don't want to do it God's way, means what? I want the hard way? I want to do it my own way? Like, I'm going to find another way to do this without God? Do you know how stupid that sounds? I have to let my voice be heard, and I know how stupid... Because of that post I just put in my community page. It's like, do you know how stupid it sounds when I say, I can't trust you, God? If I can't trust God, who the fuck I could trust? I don't believe you can do this, God. Oh my God, how limiting is that? The stuff that you say, you have to say it just so you can tell your mind can hear how stupid it sounds. You don't really, and that's where I was like, where's this free will that you guys supposedly will? You're like willing to do whatever you want all the time. Where does that come from? That's what I was like, what's the alternative? What could I possibly do that a normal person could do on a Friday night? Right? Like, seriously? What am I saying? This is stupid. What does he want me to do? The very thing I said I gave up. He wants me to get my fucking computer up and running so I can get a better job. And he wants me to fucking open myself up to a bigger house. Bigger and better is what he's trying to get me to open up to, and I was trying to keep it small and comfy, right? I was trying to stay in my skinny jeans. He said, pull up your big girl panties. You got work to do. Come on, God. Damn it. It's like the cloudiness of the mind. It's like, oh, man. You can't get out of it. You can only go God's way. He's the light. He is the way. You must go his way. Otherwise, you're going to sit there trying to figure it out your own way, and that's not going to ever work. You can make up a bunch of shit, but it's not going to feel right, bro. When they call me, and they will call me, I'll have a different mindset, obviously. But is it going to make it feel right after I know what the real right is? The right thing to do is to believe in God. And I know my future. My future is to have a baby. Well, 2 of them, to be honest. I'd hoped for twins so we could do it, one and done, to be honest. Seriously, I had seen that in my peripherals and all of my intuition. It was an actual fear with my kids' father because his brothers were twins, so it runs in his biological train of something. Sorry, dirty jokes. Hold on. Hearing a bunch of them. On the other side of the tracks. Shut up. Okay, they're trying to burn him. Fine, burn him all you want. I want to see. But just not right now. So I had seen having twins. Really? Yeah, I had seen it. I had seen it, not just because of his family. I seen it before I even met him. I seen that I had twins. So I believe so. And if not, that's fine too. God could be an asshole. He could give me 1 and then fuck around and give me 2 more and it's like, oh, I got an extra out of you. Shut up, bro. No extras. That's what he is. He's so extra. God is so fucking extra. Fucking extra. I can do it. He just wants you to think bigger. And I was like trying to keep it small and simple. Alright, moving on. God, you get on my nerves. Thus, this angel dominates the occasion when study, literature, poetry, astronomy, and science are needed. However, its influence could lead to an excess of closure and isolation that, in the long run, could make us suffer from loneliness. Oh yeah, when you're in those high levels of consciousness, like with Metatron, it was very depressing to be in that kind of mentality. Because I knew I was in a place where no other people occupied, the places of geniuses. That only the smartest minds can connect with me in this place. Nobody gets where I'm thinking. They don't understand the terminology. They don't understand the thought patterns or what I'm trying to process using the limited words I have. It's really difficult to be in this place. You know what I mean? When it's, and that's how I look at it. He's probably from there. Where is he? He's from the thrones. Yep, they're all from the thrones. That's exactly where's the thrones? Right there. Jesus sits at the highest thrones. That's exactly, Saturn is where they're at. I told you. I've made it over here, but I'm mainly up here all the time in the highest levels of light. Shut up, bro. It's fucking dark up here. How do you get there? Through your darkest levels of dark. So when you're up there, that's where it is like an excess of this influence can lead to closure and isolation. And that's it. It's like you can hear in those videos during the summer. It's like, I don't even know why I'm talking to them. They're not going to understand this. Why are you making me present such stupid information? I don't want to talk about the fucking aliens. They don't understand how any of this works. I did it last night. I was sitting there fucking eating Lucky Charms and I got a download from Nikola Tesla. And I'm seeing this whole thing, and that's what I tried to explain, is the frequency that everything is frequencies, and we send them out, and they're echoed back like the fucking, oh god, the dolphin patterning of the program brain. You're sending out sonars, which in essence, in science, is connected to your whole fucking Merkaba. And all of a sudden, I turn into a philosophical fucking scientifical loser. Do you hear it? That's what I mean. It's like once I start this, it's like nobody really, and that's why I was really depressed. It's like, are you going to be able to hold your dick in these conversations that I got to go be part of? Or just going to be pretty and hold my purse? And I was really kind of condescending about it because it makes you very isolated. You do understand that they're not keeping up with you. They have no idea what you're talking about. It happens for me all the time in spirituality. As soon as I start telling people anything, they think it's so cool. When I say I specialize, I'm a freaking spiritual psychoanalyst and I specialize in shadow work. They're like, oh, wow. I was like, yeah, it's very mystical. You want to talk about your inner child trauma? We reprogram the mind to make you Christ-like. Oh, yeah. Get on my face, bro. Really? Yeah, so this angel sucks ass. Really? It's a suck-ass energy when you're that smart. It sucks to be smart. Really? What did Milia say? It'd be better to be a bimbo. I'm going to dye my hair blonde again. I'm going back to my blonde hair, my blonde roots. I had other color hair. However, its influence could lead to an excess of closure and isolation. In the long time, could make us suffer from loneliness. Isolation generates prejudice towards what is external to us. arrogance, or rejection of any change that separates us from our habits. The Thrones, the Four of Swords, the Sun, Cancer. Damn! Becky? The Sun is, you know what I mean, your solar plexus. Your Cancer's ruled by the moon, so that's your sun and your moon. It's like your feelings are highlighted is what I read that as. Excuse me, as I'm burping. What is the Four of Swords? We're over here with the 7. Fucking Loki over here looking all stupid. Well, we got past the 3, thank goodness. The Four of Swords is a truce. You have had a traumatic time, but this card indicates a period of calm, stepping back, during which you should recharge your physical and mental strength and reassess your priorities before returning to the fray. That's how I felt, dude. I felt washed. I looked so good. I fucking looked $1 million. My daughter did. But after just a 30-minute it was like an hour and a half ordeal, I was so washed. I was like, dude, I just want to peel off my skin and crawl into bed. Like my whole skin, not just my clothes, my whole skin. And like crawl into a coffin, and I will see you when the sun comes down. Really? Yeah, bro. It was like a lot built up for this moment. There was a lot of anxiety about this. I've been mentally stressing this since last week when I got the appointment to do so. And then again, she brought in more mental stress yesterday, which was unnecessary, saying that I wasn't going to qualify, and made me have to do all that extra research in the middle of my... And none of that would have happened either if I was at work. Do you know what I mean? I would have had a totally different day if I went to work. Be very aware of that. But it was, the day I did have was full of challenges and ups and downs and highs and lows. At work, it would have just been another day of work. I would have came off, my knees would have been tired, I had no energy to do anything. I'd been like, you know, that's it. I definitely wouldn't have been participating in any of that holiday bullshit after an 8-hour day of work. So this was a lot of stress because I believed it would take off real fast, and then the next thing I'd be stressing next week getting all kinds of furniture and doing all this. I'm not saying that I can't. I'm just saying that I understand that God's trying to take me in a different direction, and that's probably the best thing for me right now. I'm just saying it was very traumatic. There was a lot building up to this. Whether this card relates to illness, work stress, quarrels, or relationship breakdown, you need this breathing space, so don't try to fill it with any activity or make any important decisions at this time. This card comes as a warning you should not be ignored. And that's what I was thinking as I sat there. I just got back and I was having a cigarette and I just looked funny. She's like, you cool? It's like, I don't know, bro. That was some weird ass shit. She smoked with me and we chilled, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck I thought I was going to do with the rest of my day, but I don't feel like I'm going to do anything else. Really? I don't feel like I can go back into the Matrix right now. I'm pretty washed. My energy ain't right. I'll tell you that much. And that's really what it is. The Four of Swords, there's another one of pulling back. You go out and you have to pull back. It's just like the waves, bro. It comes into the sand, but then it pulls back into the water to be refreshed, and then it comes back into the sand. It pulls some of the sand out with it, and then it pulls, you know what I mean? That's how it works. The Four of Swords reverse indicates an enforced inclusion rather than a voluntary one. This could be an exclusion from a social group you were once part of, the end of a relationship, an illness, or even imprisonment. Well, see, I hear Kanye's song, something locked down. Fucked around and got locked up. That's what it is. God wants us to sit still and deal with what he's put on our hearts and minds. This. I knew he was going to do it. I told you. I was like, oh, we're going into the dark night of the soul. She's like, is that all right? She's like, I'm sorry. I was like, nah, I do it every Friday. Could have been any time. That's what I told her. She doesn't know me that well. She doesn't know what I do. It's like, it's Friday. Everybody else is sitting around waiting for it. It's like, ugh, let's wait till she starts crying. God's going to make her cry on a Friday. He's going to bring out some terrible shit. Get the popcorn. She's going to tell her dirty memories. Don't you wish you had a story to tell? Whatever. At least mine are fucking memories. You live a dirty life. That was a good comeback. Alright, how are you going to come back from that? What did we have? 7 of Swords, liars and deceivers. And the 4 of Swords, which is fucked around and got locked up, or fucking you need to just chill. It's the card of truce. You want to hear the whole story? No, we're not going to tell the whole story. That's like telling Loki's story. Well, that's an interesting set of cards, don't you think? It's all mental, I just want to point out. Let's get an oracle and close it off. What am I gonna do? I guess I'm chilling, bro. Maybe there's a fucking documentary. Really? I need to reevaluate. That's what they want. And they're just gonna sit there and try to flush out old thoughts so they can put in new ones. That's all that happens. When you learn the alchemical flow of energy and how you take it in and push it out, you're gonna be as burnt out as me. It's at the bottom. Breathe. Okay, breathe. That's it. It's like I can have this, but it's like that you could change it. It's not that quick, but it's like, you know, do you want to try for something more? The kids are out of school for 2 weeks. You know what I mean? And Ella's schedule's a little funky, but Ella already told me that she could set up Uber rides for me to go touring. The card just fell out. Oh shit! It's one crazy card. She could set up the Ubers and stuff, and she's doing, you know, remote work and shit like that. So she's my go-to, and now I don't have a middleman, which would be perfect not to deal with. And if I'm just patient, I'm sure God will show me where the fuck he's talking about with some fucking 4-bedroom bullshit. And in essence, it doesn't necessarily have to be, dude. I could get me a 2-bedroom with a furnished basement, and ta-da! All of a sudden it's 4. Really? Yeah. I just wasn't thinking about it. And now we bring up this, and now he's bringing up my triggers. I was very open to it, but he put the bigger picture on too fast. He put too many layers of happiness on too fast, bro. I wanted someone to kind of, you know what I mean, energetically hold my hand while I was reestablishing myself. I thought that would be healthy enough. That's a good start to rebuilding, you know what I mean? Let me build myself a little bit. Let me focus a little bit more on myself and my family. And just, you know what I mean? You stand by next to me while I'm figuring this out. And he's like, no. God's like, no, you need a bigger house and this, that. I'm like, oh man, God, that's a little too much. Why is it this way, right? That's what I see. It's like, why is it this way? Why is it your responsibility to build a home for your family? A lot of that has to do with my possessiveness and controlling ways. I don't believe I could have ever, and we talked about it throughout the years, I never saw it where you were going to just, any of these men were going to be able to just pick me and my family up and move me into their house. I didn't feel like that would ever be comfortable for us. The very thought of it made me very standoffish. It's like, I don't want to be part of your life. You can't just shove me into your life like that. We're supposed to create a life together. Right? So that's kind of what that looks like. A little bit of my need and desire to prove myself, because they didn't see. They saw my success, they saw where I was, and they saw me fall. That's it. They didn't see anything of what I was really before this. And so I always knew that I'd have that ability to show the bounce back and my real true worth and my true excellence when that day came. Why? It's I guess a pride thing. The godly force inside of you, where you know, that masculine, where I want to have that honor to show that I was capable of all great things, and I did this in sacrifice, that I didn't dishonor myself, that I always was honorable, even though this looked very dishonoring. It was the most honorable thing I did, was to surrender. So I always wanted the honor of showing, you know what I mean, my bounce back. And that's what I said too, as soon as the bounce back comes back, then the story's over. You watch the fall, and then you watch the rise. And then the next one would be, you know what I mean, the next season. What comes next after she, you know what I mean? The impossible. They always end a book as like, oh, they lived happily ever after, but that's not how my story ends. It's a really pretty card, but it's also triggering at the particular moment, because that's what he's trying to instill in me, is that vision. And that vision, as much as I want it, is still terrifying. Damn, I turned to number 6, not for you. Then you ask God, right? I can look at this moment, and this is where it happens. You can understand my journey right now. as he gives me this message. It's not for you, meaning the apartment. Why'd you make me focus on it so hard, God? Why'd you make me and my family get excited on it? Because I needed you to hope and believe and do the work that was necessary. But you knew that this wasn't going to work out. No, it worked out. Same thing with my twin flames, bro, and lots of different things. I go towards something all the way to the gate of success. It's like, but it doesn't work out. And I look at him like, why did you fucking make me think? Because you needed to believe that you could do it in order to see it could be done. Yeah, but you didn't let me finish it. It's like you didn't need to finish it to see how easy it is done. It's done. And that goes back to my music career. That goes back to opening my spiritual center in Oklahoma. That goes back to Las Vegas. Why did you make me believe this? That goes back to my twin flames. Why did you make me believe that I could be in a relationship with them? Because you needed to believe that so that you could do the mental work it would take to be in a relationship with them. But I have something better for you. It's like, but I did all this work for this. No, you did all this work for what comes next. I'm not sure who else he treats like that. That's that far in the fire process. Where, you know what I mean? It's a piece of glass and he pulls you out of the fire and he blows it. And then he shoves you right back in the glass. Or right back in the fire. And he brings you out and blows it again. And so he just keeps blowing bubbles up your ass. I cried so hard at him on so many of those events. Why did you make me think that this was going to work? Because you needed to see that it could work. You needed to believe in it and do the work. But it didn't work. Yes, it did. You're ready. For what? The next thing. As I stand here, you know what I mean, with that, not for you. I was right there, you guys, with my whole ready. I was ready to proclaim myself as a spiritual witch in the Bible Belt. I had my cards. I was ready to do everything. And he said, you're not going to do that. I said, what the fuck are you talking about? You had me do all this work. You had me believe I was ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Don't tell me I can't do this. And you can imagine what I said. It's not a person, it's your God. It doesn't, you're swinging on the air. He's not even physically there for you to hit. All you can do is scream your words and cry your tears. And listen to what he's trying to tell you, even though you don't want to fucking hear it. I cried so hard in Las Vegas. Why did you make me think I could do it? Because you were brave enough to stand in front of whoever. And that's what it was about. He made me go through all of that for what? Self-confidence? Self-empowerment? Yup. That's lovely. Let that be a lesson to you. They're all lessons to you. It's not all about a prize. The prize is, the victory is the wisdom and the ability to do it again, but do it better and not be afraid of it. You can go back like 2 months ago. I was too afraid to even start thinking about moving into a house. I said I wasn't ready. When Morgan was moving out, I told her how fearful I was. That I didn't want to be part of that. Like I wasn't ready. And she was telling me how she didn't feel like she was, you know. And that's what I said last night. It's like, I'm not ready for all that. And that's where, you know, you try to, there's this saying, it's like you don't fit in old skin. You're shedding your skin. You can't go the direction you were going because you don't fit down that. You're going to get stuck in that little sweater if you try to put it on. They're going to have to cut you out of that fucking swimsuit. You don't fit in that suit. It doesn't suit you. This path doesn't suit you. And that's all it takes is a little bit of the opening of the heart. It's like, oh, fuck. One thought can change your entire reality. That's all he wants from me is what's in that card, bro. He wants it for my kids too. He wants to bring in a great man and bring in a complete our great family. He wants to complete our great family. He doesn't want to make us a great family. He wants to complete our great family. We are a great family. He wants to complete it with a great man and some more great children. My kids are great. They love small children. They will be great brothers and sisters. All kids love them. They are, they will be great stepkids, and they will be great, they're just great. And he wants to complete our great family. All right, what did I turn to? The fates. We're supposed to be on 41, though, please. And thank you. It's 20s. Jeez. 41. On 1, 55. 55 is 5 is accelerated growth and let go. Harmonious partnership, love, friendship, companionship, and a relationship fostering personal growth. The Oracle message. You are meant to evolve and transform with the companionship of others. Certain people enter your life in order to take you to the next level of healing, consciousness, and authenticity. B said that to me. She was like, dude, I consider you a friend. And I don't say that about anyone. It's like, you never switch up and you're always honest. It was something super funny. I just blurted it out. She's like, you have no filter whatsoever. I love that. It's like, it gets me in so much trouble, dude. But, real recognizes real, and they like it when you're pretty raw. You like a raw motherfucker.
That's what he said.
It is always a reciprocal experience, although the result for each of you will vary. You know these people by the strong pull towards you, or drawing you towards them, and sometimes by a strong aversion to them initially too. Soulmates can be friends for life, or remain in your life for only a short time. No matter what, you will be changed in ways you cannot possibly fathom now. Pay attention to these people today. They are your greatest gifts. Relationship message. Consider love in the deepest sense. Love is so powerful that it will never be the same, regardless of how long your relationship lasts. Consider friendships and romantic bonds so compelling that they overwhelm you with gratitude, or break you open so you will finally claim who you were meant to be. Even a companion animal reminds us that it is you who is being rescued and healed. Pay attention, for you are in the presence of a soulmate, come to guide you home to the real you. I talked about that with my twin flames, is that's what they do. They remind me of me. They make me face me, all levels of me, and they empower me to truly be me while they're hiding who they are. The parts of them that they're hiding are just parts of me. The same parts that make me powerful are the same parts that make them powerless. When I look at them, you know what I mean? And then, going back to twin flame number 1 there, Bobby. It's very powerful. They all very much are. Marshall used to not give a fuck. That was like what I shared last night. What happened? He's a shell of the man that I love. What is he now? I don't know. What the fuck is Kanye? What the fuck is Russ? They're not the person we used to know them as. Their skin and their experiences, whatever, has weighed them down. They're not a better version of who they were. That's for sure. They believe themselves to be all wise and knowledgeable and all evolved, but they lack all vibrancy. Strategic alliances are most important right now as you begin to attract the perfect people to support your dreams. This is a journey you will share with others: mentors, business partners, helpers, employees, creative partners, friends, and strangers. Open doors to you and step through the portal to join you in the harmonic dance of the collaboration, commitment, and co-creation. This is what you've been waiting for. Well, that's great. I mean, I am about to start working on my project, and there's going to be a lot of moving parts in that for sure. And then once, you know, again, that's what Jesus taught me. I mean, as I said, that's what God taught me in Oklahoma. As quick as I was ready to open up and pass out flyers and let the town know who I was, what skills I had, and what I could offer, I can do it just as quickly here. I've already got it set up. I can do the same thing. Let any neighborhoods know. Just pick a time and a location. I already learned how to do this. How to set up a, you know what I mean, a grand opening event, do some, you know, some healing classes, some interventions, you know what I mean, some spiritual crafts, all of that stuff. Anointings, healings, prayers, banishments, all of that. I could do all of that. He taught me, I learned how to do that in Oklahoma, even though I wasn't given the opportunity to open up shop there. I hear DMX. Of course, it was his birthday yesterday. Birthday boy. Earl. Let's see. Protection message. It is important. An important relationship brings you to your knees. This is the kind of soulmate who comes with a powerful gift. Your patterns and all your old stories that don't serve your well-being enter into this dynamic so you can heal them. This person is called to a sacred task to help you learn, even if it seems uncomfortable, sticky, or even inconceivable. As I say this, it's like it's all of them, but that's exactly what I had told Bobby. It's like I was mentally and emotionally incapable of loving you, dude. And I had to go through all of this to become aware of that. And, you know, and that was trying to break the bond with Russ. Even though he was pushing me to face me and remember, or just pushing me into a reality that I would rather not face. That's what they do. They don't even have control over it. I mean, Russ knows how to push buttons. He's been doing this for 3 years. He knows exactly how to push my buttons. He doesn't always know how it's going to go, but he knows he's going to get my attention, and that's good enough for him. But it ends up, you know, blowing up in his face always. It's an Acme bomb for sure. It's like, you know, he's gonna have fucking gunpowder all over his face every time he sets one of these traps up, little low-key. He'd be low-key trying to do some stupid shit. But that's where it is when it's like he's made to. That's what the twin flames are, is to make you reflect. So even though I'm not in all of their faces, they're watching me every day, and they're forced to listen to my stories and see how, damn, I'm a piece of shit. I should work on that. You probably should. The question is not why he did it or she, or why he or she did this to me, but rather, what is the gift in this? And that was my forgiveness that I said yesterday in the Three of Swords. I've seen this for what it is. I'm not mad at you for the role that you played. I understand that you were just trying to do the right thing, and I got my feelings hurt because I didn't know what was happening either. Look into this mirror. You will only be changed for the better. And that even happened with Wolfman. He came out of nowhere, and I started projecting on him, and before I knew it, I realized quite quickly, well, it took me about a year. It's like, damn, you are so me. You are so much me, I can't stand you. Really? Yeah. But that's Bobby, too. That's fucking Marshall. It's like, you are so much me, I can't stand you. It's like, if somebody needs to stop us. And that's me right here. Just don't say that. I could say that, and the whole room will laugh, but do I have to say that? Can I learn to control not saying every cocky, hilarious, cutthroating thing that comes out to mind? Can I learn to filter this shit a little bit for the feelings of others? I'm working on it. I very much enjoy the thrill of the shit that comes out of my mouth, but it's not so thrilling to the person that I'm projecting it at. And that's what I mean. It's like, fuck. I could look at logic and it's like, yeah, dude, I could sit there all day being a fucking douchebag like you, total jerk off, having fun. Let's just let the inner child go. Or I could grow up and be a fucking mother and, you know what I mean, try to, you know, manage my life and be part of a relationship. Not be a fucking fuck ass like you all the time. I could be overdriven like fucking, you know what I mean, like I always was, like fucking Lewis. Just a fucking gotta do it attitude. Nobody can break my fucking stride. I will get through this. You can't. Together we will fucking rise. And if not, I'm gonna fucking step on your head while I rise to the top without you. Yeah, that's my twin flame over there. We got this. That fucking Russ, let me explain myself at the end of time so that I can get people to understand where the fuck I'm coming from. Because I really want you to get where I'm coming from because it is a good place. Yeah, let me spend the rest of my life trying to explain myself to a bunch of fucking people that don't understand. Or then we have Bobby. Let me sacrifice everything I can to my lover and my children, dude, in the hopes of having this happy fucking family that God fucking swears that this is what it is. Yeah, you really make me reflect on me. I have to love you because you're a broken version of me, dude. You're literally living the life that I did. Different ages, of course, I want to point out. I'm not any of that now, but, well, I'm still very Queen of Swords with that ass. Still very shady on that ass, but we're working on most of it, most areas of our lives, where you guys are not. You're not reflecting it, and that's the mirror. I was supposed to show you. I mean, it worked for Marshall until he didn't want to look at himself. I don't know, after his mom died or something, and he decided he became the grandfather. He couldn't blame his elder anymore. He became the elder. He couldn't take it out on his parents anymore. He became the elder, and he had to let that shit go. And he didn't really have shit to talk about anymore. Time does that, huh? You can only fucking blame them while they're alive, but after they're dead, you can't hold on to shit no more. Now you're just holding on to dead fucking feelings. You're gonna blame her? She's not here. You're gonna blame her after she lived a shit life? Even in death, you're gonna curse her? Anyways, yeah, that fell off. And we had Allie. Told him to fucking grow up and start fucking dating again. Go have some self-confidence. Go believe in himself again. Go learn to love again. Nah, he didn't want to fucking do no part of that. Told fucking, you know what I mean, Russ, that he doesn't have to live by his parents' rules. He doesn't have to live by the family. He could be a lone wolf. He doesn't have to be part of this. He doesn't have to feed the packs. He knows how to feed himself. He can go out. He's loved and admired. He doesn't need them to be part. He doesn't need to be part of groups to be part of the world. Now you don't want to fucking hear that. I want to fucking hear that, right? Anyways, sorry, I don't want to get on your guys' ass. Why? Because God's on mine. He's already on yours. People that God brings into your life as far as soulmates and stuff, a soul contract, is this person was meant to come into your life to teach you difficult lessons or put you on the path for your next journey. They're there. And as I say this, it's like, who people? Right now, I can tell you I'm in a different energy. So I'm like, you know what I mean? Right now, I have different souls that are connecting with me, which would be Mario and Gabe are really looking out for me as the caseworkers after everything that happened, as well as Jazz is totally looking out for me. And I've got a new friend outside, which is B, which is not a new friend, but a closer connection. Then the other day, yesterday, I went to work. Was it yesterday? No, I didn't go to work yesterday. Day before yesterday, I didn't go until the afternoon, and like hella people saw me, and they're like, hey, have a good day at work. Have a good day at work. There's a lot of different energy sending me. So it's like, even if you don't move, God brings in different people as you elevate. It's like, oh, I ain't talking to them no more. Well, I'm going to make sure you're talking to somebody. You're not going to sit here lonely. He doesn't like that, especially for me. Why? Because I get too much joy out of it. I get too much joy going against his plan. He doesn't like that. If you want the truth, it was never his plan for anyone to be lonely. He made everything in fucking pairs. Go back to fucking Noah. He never wanted that. He never wanted that. He never wanted that. So naturally, there's this gravitation where he pushes people together so that you don't be alone, because he knows that it's too dangerous to be alone. What happens? You'll turn into a fucking demon like me. Not need anyone and not want to be part of life. Just sit there and break all the rules and not even care. Lucifer loved that. I didn't fucking need God. I don't need you. I don't need nobody. I was the lonest wolf, and he doesn't believe in that. He doesn't want anything outside. He wants it all inside. Really? Yeah, do you ever hear his stories about the shepherds and shit? He'll leave the whole flock in the pursuit of one sheep. He'll leave the whole flock to go get that one. He doesn't want you out there by yourself. He wants you protected. He wants you in the covering of the flock. Really? All animals, dude. Even the fucking sharks. He still wants them in the water. Mm-hmm. That's how he is. So, yeah, he's bringing people in. And that's where it is, too. It's like, it's all over me, dude. He's bringing me in a lover, and I'm really grateful for it, but then he tried to bring it in too heavy, and I was like, oh, God, you're really thick on this shit, bro. It's like he showed up with all these kind of, like, you know, just too much. The energy showed up with too much. It was just an idea, but it's God's idea. And God's ideas are real. His, you know what I mean? You see it, and you're like, whoa, the heaviness of this. It's like, you don't want it? Yeah, I do, but, you know, maybe not right now. Like, that's, dude, it's kind of breakfast. I don't want a big-ass fucking banana split for breakfast, bro, with all the extras and shit. Like, can I have coffee first? Is it going to sit there long enough for me to have a cigarette? Like, I'm not ready to put all that in my mouth right now. Put it in your mouth. Shut up, Holy Spirit. You guys in these jokes. That's a good one. Who sang that? I don't know if it was. Probably sounds like some Too Short shit. Really? Yeah, he's like, no, you have to take it right now. It's delicious. You're gonna love this. I just want an Oreo. I don't want any of this. I'm not a breakfast person. It's breakfast in bed. I have this for you. Come on, God. You're gonna make me sick, dude. Seriously. You're gonna make me feel like I'm gonna fucking throw up. I don't want all that. I don't want all those fucking scoops of ice cream and whipped cream and fucking nuts and chocolate and syrup and... God, it's breakfast. Enough with this. Realistically, yeah, he's talking about all kinds of morning sex and fucking bathroom sex and closet sex and you're gonna make babies in sex and shit. I'm like, bro, that's a lot, God. I told you there was a heavy sexual energy going around. Maybe not outside, but I sure saw it inside. Really? Yeah. He's bringing in good people, and that's why I sell it. I was like, oh, these people are good people. Like, they're good people coming in. He's also bringing in a guy. Because I was ready for that, but not all that. You're going too fast, bro. You're scaring me. You're going to make me scare the guy. You're scaring me before I scare the guy. And then I realized I've been saying this for a long time. No wonder I've been scaring guys. It's like, oh, I get why you were so scared. I'm fucking terrified. It's fucking terrifying. It's super funny, too, because they already scared them all away with that whole thing. Made them have to reflect why they weren't ready to be fucking husbands and fathers. And here I am like, I am so scared for my fucking life. I'm not really. I just, you know, you think you have more time. No, that shit's gonna melt. What is? I'm definitely getting dirty jokes in my head right now. Let's put those away. Hey, did you guys see my new thing? My crystal? I do this. Why are you doing that? I don't know. It's my new fidget thing. I'm pretty good at it, you see? I'm not moving my finger. I'm just doing this. What am I doing when I'm not looking at the picture at the cards? That, goofing off, pretty much. It's gonna be really funny when you see me do these classes. You didn't think that I'm all really like trying. I'm like trying to get through the cards. All right, that's what happened. What happened? God opened the door, but he's sitting there standing in front of it, trying to force me to go down a different path. What's he doing for you? Did he open a door and tell you to go somewhere else? And he's showing you. You can see what's behind door number 1, and you're like, but it looks good in there. Don't you want to see what's on the next door? No, I want to go in there. No, go see what's... I want to go in there. No, go see. No, I want to... Get out of my way! God is such a powerful force. He's forcing me to be better, and I hate that shit. Is he forcing you? Oh, may the force be with you. I love you. Laters. Bye-bye now. I'll see you after the sun goes down.